And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's meet our Division III Championship game participants. First, the Dons of Cathedral Catholic. Here are the assistant coaches, Rob Reeder and Lou Santani. Gentlemen, to the foul line, please. Introducing the head coach of the Dons, Gary Remiker. And now the non-starters. Number 8, Taylor Case. Number 9, Craig DeWitt. Number 13, Gabe Donatelli. Number 14, Wayne Dogger. Number 15, Andrew Fuhrer. Number 18, Tyler Biggums. Number 21, Matt Feltman. And now the starting lineup for the Dons. Leading off batting in the first position, the third baseman, number 3, Chris Wilson. Batting second, the right fielder, number 5, Alex Diachenko. Batting third, the left fielder, number 6, Ted Place. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 10, Mike Sandoval. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 7, Jeff Stevenson. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 2, Mike Castellano. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 12, Brendan Landball. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 11, Jim Schultz. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Tommy Cheek. Playing center field, number 17, Greg Semenza. Cathedral Catholic Dons. And now let's take a look at the home team, the Norsemen of Valhalla. Greg Cole, Tom Lumick, Frank Brown, and Troy Purdue. And here's the head coach of the Norsemen, Stephen Purdue. And now it's time to introduce the Norsemen. Non-starters. Number 16, Austin Sue. Number 17, Chris Brown. Number 10, John Luis Aguirre. Number 13, Tyler Keaton. Number 14, Justin Parsons. Number 18, Max Gonzalez. Number 25, Anthony Gonzalez. And here's the remainder of the Valhalla roster. Number 13, Tyler Keaton. Number 2, Tomas Karagianis. Number 3, Bobby Wilkins. Number 5, Ray Garcia. Number 6, David Smith. 7, Trevor Frank. Number 8, Chris Thomas. Number 9, David Frank. Number 10, Jeff Zapata. Number 11, Gavin McCarthy. Number 12, Ryan O'Sullivan. Number 15, Devin Azevedo. Number 16, Jason Kutzler. Number 19, Eric Julian. Number 20, Garrett Giles. Number 24, Mark Coates. Remaining player, Jonathan Alfano. Our umpires for today's Division III championship game, behind the plate calling the balls and strikes is Jason Kaminsky. At first base, Don Wiley. Second base, Nacho Torres. And at third base, Tom Moore. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and join along with us as we proudly present our national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to the campus of San Diego State University to Tony Gwynn Field, where today we have the Division III CIF Championship game between the Cathedral Catholic Dons and the Valhalla Norsemen. My name is Logan Stover, and alongside me today is Mike Passanisi. We're going to be bringing you this game. First, we're going to give you the starting batting lineup for the Cathedral Catholic Dons. Leading off, the third baseman, number 3, is Chris Wilson. In right field is going to be number 5, Alec Dyachenko. In left field is going to be number 6, Ted Kleist. The shortstop is number 10, Mike Sandoval. 7 is the DH, Jeff Stevenson. Mike Castellato is going to be doing the catching in the 5th spot. Brendan Lawbaugh is the pitcher. He's hitting 7th, number 12. Number 11, Jim Schultz, is hitting 8th. And hitting 9th is the second baseman, number 4, Tommy Cheek.
As the Valhalla Norsemen take the field, we're going to set up the defense for you. At first base is number 6, David Smith. At second base will be number 5, Greg Garcia. Playing shortstop, number 12, Ryan O'Sullivan. At third base, number 15, Devin Azevedo. In left field, number 10, Jeff Zapata. In center field, number 2, Tomas Karajanis. In right field, number 16 is going to be Jason Kutzler.
Number 6, David Smith. Second baseman.
Doing the catching today will be number 9, David Frank. And on the mound, the pitcher, Bobby Wilkins. And we're just about to get underway here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. Mike Passanisi, Logan Stover for George Langevin Productions. As the Cathedral Dons will bat first here, they are the visiting team. Chris Wilson, the third baseman, will step in now to face the pitcher, Wilkins. Wilkins staring down at his catcher, Frank. Long, laborious motion. And the first pitch is fired down there for a strike. First pitch at 1:10 p.m. Starting right on time here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. Wilkins kicks and throws. The ball is slapped to the shortstop, O'Sullivan. He's up with it, throws it on to Smith at first for the first out of the inning.
Good job by the shortstop O'Sullivan there to make a play over to his left and get a nice fire over there to get the first out of the inning.
Alex Diachenko will step in now. Diachenko playing in right field today. He'll be batting from the left side. Wilkins, the righty, goes into his motion and the pitch. Diachenko fouls it out of play. Back over the stadium. It's 0-1. Wilkins looking in for the sign. He's got it, comes set, and winds and throws. That pitch is way high, 1-1. Wilkins gonna bring the 1-1, here it comes. In the dirt, 2-1.
And Bobby's got a real big delivery, Mike. It's because he's a real tall guy, and that's a problem that a lot of pitchers have when they get real tall, is those long deliveries. He shouldn't see any problems with it. Guys like Randy Johnson use it, but he will have some problems when guys get on base with that long delivery.
They could steal on him easily as he winds in the 2-1 offering. Diachenko lines it past the diving first baseman Smith. That one's going to go into the corner in right field. Diachenko rounding first. He's chugging for 2. Now he's going to chug for 3. The throw not even into the cutoff man yet. Diachenko will stop at third with a stand-up triple. And the Dons are in business here early.
Great job by Alec Diachenko to take that outside ball on the outside part of the plate and just hit it over there to the right side. Cleared it right past the first baseman. Great effort, too, running all the way and getting the triple out of it.
He was hustling on that play. And Ted Kleist will bat now for the Dons.
Ted Kleist has a lot of fans here, Mike. You know, when they announced his name before the game, I think about half the stadium erupted with him. So let's see, they're looking for him. His teammates are up there, and hopefully he can come through with him with a man on third.
Kleist is one of 3 team captains for the Dons. As Wilkins will work out of the stretch for the first time today. Checks over on Diachenko at third, and that pitch is way high. You know, the Dons, they got a lot of fans over there in left field. They're very active and loud.
It sounds like it, you know, Mike. These guys are getting loud, and that's exactly what the Dons need. The Dons won the championship last year, and they talked to their catcher, and they want to go back-to-back this year.
Dons beat the Coronado Islanders last year in the Division III championship. As that pitch is swung on and missed by Kleist, he chased the high fastball. Count now even at 1-1.
Those same Coronado Islanders, not but an hour ago, Mike, won the Division IV CIF championship, beating
Santa Fe Christian. Yeah. Very, very tight game. Nice pitching performance by the Islanders. As Wilkins throws, and Kleist hits a high drive to center field, but this one's staying in the park. Karajanis is under it. That's going to be deep enough to tag and score Diachenko from third. And just like that, the Dons are up 1-0 here early in the top of the first inning.
Fundamental baseball by the Dons. Getting that leadoff triple helped him big time. All we had to do is a lazy fly ball to center field. That'll bring in that first leading run.
Batting in the 4th position, the shortstop, number 10, Mike Sandoval.
Sandoval will bat now. He bats right-handed. You know, small ball is how how Coronado won the game earlier today, by sacrificing and playing small ball. As Wilkins will throw on over to Azevedo at third, checking just to make sure that Diachenko stayed late enough and tagged up on that play. The ump says that he did.
That ball was deep enough that Diachenko didn't really have to really chance it. He held on to that and made sure the catcher, that the center fielder had it before he made home.
Wilkins into that long motion and the pitch. Blew it right by Sandoval. It's 0-1.
That fastball by Wilkins is wicked fast.
Wicked fast?
To quote our Eastern counterparts?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Wilkins, he kicks, he throws. Off speed, taken high, 1-1.
See, Mike Wilkins keeps trying to throw that curveball, but he keeps leaving it up way too high. I think once he actually gets it going, that's going to help him a whole lot.
Maybe he needs some more follow-through. It's early on in the game. He's working out his mechanics. Still very early. A lot of baseball left in this game. As that pitch is fouled back to the screen by Sandoval. It's 1-2 now.
But Wilkins has got a major league worthy fastball. This guy just hums it in there. The batters are having a hard time chasing those off-speed pitches and trying to catch up to that fastball he's got coming.
It's one of the best combinations in baseball, the fastball and then the off-speed pitch. You get that hitter out on their front foot, and it's over. And here comes the 1-2 offering. And he blew the fastball high one right by him for the third out of the inning. So the Dons get a run on a hit and a sacrifice fly. We've played half an inning. The Dons leading 1-0.
For Cathedral in the top half of the first inning, 1 run on 1 hit. On defense this afternoon.
On defense for the Dons, at first base, number 11, Jim Schultz. At second base, number 4, Tommy Cheek. At shortstop, number 10, Mike Sandoval. At third base, number 3, Chris Wilson. In left field will be number 6, Ted Kleist. In center field will be Samenza. In right field, number 5, Alec Diachenko will patrol the field out there. Catching today will be Mike Castellato, and doing the pitching will be Lawbaugh, the lefty. Brandon Lawbaugh wearing number 12, a left-handed pitcher, our first lefty of the day here at the high school baseball championships, the CIF championships here in San Diego. This is for the Division III crown, Dons and the Norsemen. Norsemen getting their first crack here at Lawbaugh.
Leading off for Valhalla in the bottom half of the first inning, batting in the first position, the right fielder, number 16, Jason Kutzler.
First pitch from Lawbaugh in the dirt and outside, 1-0 to the leadoff man, Kutzler. Kutzler waits for the next pitch. That pitch is over on the outside corner for a strike. Lawbaugh wasting no time, just like our counterpart in Coronado earlier today. Next pitch. That ball is hit right, comebacker to the mound. Lawbaugh's got it, throws it on to Schultz at first, and just like that, there's one away.
You're right, Mike. Lawbaugh's got a very quick delivery. It seems that, maybe only 5 seconds passes between, his pitch hitting his hand from his catcher and him pitching it right back to him.
Something to watch for today will definitely be how the Norsemen operate on the base pass today with this quick delivery from Lawbaugh. As Karajanis steps in, and he takes a first pitch strike from Lawbaugh.
Somebody taught him how to do that off-speed pitch very well. His arm action makes it look like he's coming with a fastball, but that changeup.
As Karajanis lines it into the gap, that's going to be a base hit and more. He's rounding first, heading for second. He'll stop there as the throw comes in to the cutoff man. And the Norsemen have a runner on second with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Batting in the third position, the catcher, number 5, Greg Garcia.
Greg Garcia will step in now. He'll bat from the left side. So we'll have a lefty-on-lefty matchup. And usually when you have a lefty-on-lefty matchup, it usually advantages the pitcher because of the fact that the left-handed hitters can't pick up that breaking ball from the left-hander. As he winds and throws, that pitch is outside, 1-0.
That's a great aspect, Mike, and something that a lot of managers use in the major league is that matchup, and you'll hear it. What happens is that left-hander's ball fades away from the left-handed hitter towards the end of his bat, making it a lot harder for him to hit it.
As the next pitch to Garcia is taken, 2-0 now.
What you see Lawbaugh is try to do is try to throw that slider so that it tails out on the outside of the plate, so when the hitter swings at it, it actually swings away from their bat when they swing.
Karajanis stands on second. He doubled into the gap. Dons up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. As that pitch was way outside in the dirt. Nice move there by the catcher, Castellato, to make sure that ball didn't go to the backstop and allow Karajanis to go to third. Count is now 3-0 on Garcia. Here comes the pitch. And he walked him on 4 pitches.
Good eye by Garcia on that one to allow Lawbaugh to give him the free pass over there to first.
No reason for Garcia to be swinging on 3-0. He's throwing 3 straight balls. Just take all the way, and he did. Now the Norsemen have a prime position here to score early in this game. As shortstop, Ryan O'Sullivan will bat now. Lawbaugh, and then we have a steal going on. Double steal pulled off by the Norsemen. I would think that Lawbaugh would be a pitcher you wouldn't steal on because of his quick delivery, but they caught him, and the Norsemen have pulled off a double steal.
give credit to O'Sullivan on that one, and I'll explain to you in a little bit how O'Sullivan helped that more than anybody on that play. Actually, what O'Sullivan did on that last one is he walked out in front of the catcher right when the catcher would have made the throw with those guys, disallowing the catcher to even make a throw down to his teammate.
Lawball brings it, and that pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. Was it just me, or did Lawball go out of the windup with runners on first and second just now? Anyway, there's that off-speed pitch, and it's called a strike. Some fans disagree with the call. It's now 1-2 the count.
Lawball, not an overpowering pitcher, not a very big pitcher as well, but he hits his points and he makes his pitches count, and that's why he's such a good pitcher.
Lawball, the 1-2. That's hit to the shortstop Sandoval. He checks the runner, looks him back, now throws it to Schultz at first, and there are now 2 down for the Norsemen.
Batting in the 5th position.
Center left fielder Jeff Zapata will step up now.
10, Jeff Zapata.
Zapata with a chance to bring in the runners here. They got ducks on the pond, runners on second and third. And Karajani's doubled into the gap. O'Sullivan, or Garcia walked, and they stole second on a double steal as the first pitch is taken. Umpire says he went around, that Zapata did. It's 0-1.
A little wondering why the umpire checked the third base umpire on that one, but
here comes the pitch from Lawball. That one just missed outside. It's now 1-1 to Zapata.
Lawball's been hitting his spots. It doesn't look like the umpire's giving him all the calls, but he's been hitting the spots his coaches have been asking him to.
Lawball looks down at his catcher, Castellato. He's got the sign, checks the runner at second, kicks and throws. Looks like the same pitch as the last one. Now this time it's called a strike. It's 1-2.
And we talked to Castellato before the game, and he's really excited to be playing in this game for the second straight year. Says it'd be a great finish to win 2 rings to finish off his high school career with the Dons.
I believe the Dons have 10 seniors on this that'll be leaving this team. As that pitch is lined in the left, a base hit. That's going to score 1 for sure. Here comes the throw. It is not going to be in time, and the Norsemen plate 2 runs here. And taking second on the throw will be Zapata, heads up base running, and the Norsemen have taken a 2-1 lead here in the Division III CIF Championships.
Great situational hitting in that situation, and great job by watching the throw when it went past the catcher, allowing him to move over to second base. That might not be a big deal, but in this game, having a runner in scoring position, you never know when it can help.
Excellent heads up base running there by the Norsemen. And the designated hitter, Chris Thomas, will be the next at-bat here as the Norsemen have opened up a 2-1 lead.
Looks like the head coach of the Dons is having some questions with home plate umpire. I'm sure he seemed to be addressing that Valhalla had been coming out a little bit too close to the home plate and may have been interfering with the play. I'm sure that's what he's having a talk with about.
Chris Thomas.
2 more games here left today at the CIF Championships, the Division II and the Division I championship games still left here to go today. Mike Pastanisi, Logan Stover on the call with you for George Langevin Productions. As the coaches for the Dons is still on the field, and now the umpires are going to have a little conference just out in front of the mound.
Now, Mike, as we all know, nobody's really sure exactly what they're talking about, but from situation, something has been brought up by the Dons coach that had some speculation with the home plate umpire. If there wasn't any speculation, he wouldn't have called the crew, but he has called the crew chiefs over. You know, the crew chief has called the rest of everybody over to talk it over. That means there was some kind of a doubt. We want to make sure they get everything right. Pretty sure, Mike, that they're going to be talking about that play at home.
They could just be talking about where they're going to go to lunch after this.
Probably could have picked a better time to do it, but nonetheless, either they found a lunch date or they found an answer to the problem.
Anyways, looks like we're finally going to get underway. Now the Valhalla manager wants to come out and find out just exactly what the umpires have been talking about. Make
Could
sure
be, Mike,
everything's set and straight.
that he is a little bit upset that he wasn't invited to lunch. Not much of a concern, whatever it was, to the Valhalla coach.
Chris Thomas in the batter's box. The first pitch from Lawball is swung on and missed by Thomas.
We'll see how Lawball reacts after giving up those runs.
Lawball working out of the stretch. Here comes the 0-1 offering. It's taken low and outside, 1-1 to Thomas. Thomas, tall right-handed hitter. Law ball, kicks and throws. Pitch taken. 2-1 now. Law checks the runner at second and brings it home. Caught the corner on that one. 2-2 now.
Beautiful off-speed pitch there, Mike, on the outside part of the plate.
Zapata walking lead at second base to outfield, playing Thomas straight up. Here comes the pitch. He hits a high chopper to the second baseman, Cheek. Fields it on a two-hopper, throws it to Schultz at first, and the inning is over. But the Norsemen take the lead. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. We've played 1 full inning here from Tony Gwynn Stadium. The Norsemen leading the Dons 2-1. We're back here at Tony Gwynn Stadium for the Division III CIF Championships. The Dons and the Valhalla Norsemen here. The Norsemen leading 2-1. We're going to the top half of the second inning. Leading it off for the Dons, the designated hitter, Jeff Stevenson, as the first pitch from Wilkins. Taken, not sure where it missed, but it did. It's 1-0. Stevenson batting .342 on the season, as Wilkins goes into that motion and the pitch. Stevenson fouls it back to the screen. It's 1-1.
Great fastball by Wilkins on that one, Mike. And you know what? When we talked to him before the game, all the guys in the Valhalla Norsemen said that pitching was what got them here. So that's what they're going to need if they're going to want to win today.
Pitching in small ball wins baseball games. As Wilkins looks into the sign from his catcher, Frank. He has it. Must generate a lot of power from that windup, as the delivery to Stevenson is high. It's 2-1.
Coach of Valhalla told when I asked him what their secret to winning was, he told me it wasn't that hard, that they just try to score more runs than the other team.
Wilkins brings the 2-1 offering. Stevenson moves out of the way of it, just moves a little bit inside and out. It's 3-1 now to Stevenson.
Stevenson with not much of a get out of the way attempt there to get out of the way of that pitch.
Stevenson with 3 homers on the season, 20 RBIs, as Wilkins blows that one by Stevenson. It's now gone full, 3-2. A breeze starting to blow here at Tony Gwynn. Infielder is back for Stevenson. Outfielders straight up. Wilkins, the payoff pitch, blows it by Stevenson for strike 3. And there's 1 out.
And there's Wilkins again with that commanding fastball as he strikes out Jeff Stevens in his first plate appearance today.
Batting in the 6th position, the catcher, number 2, Mike Castellato.
Mike Castellato will bat now with 1 out, nobody on, here in the top half of the second. Norsemen leading the Dons 2-1. Wilkins, high leg kick and throws. That ball bounces and gets away from the catcher, Frank. It's 1-0.
Got a chance to talk to Castellato before the game. Real great guy. He's been playing for 4 years for the Dons. His final season. He told us earlier he'd like to win this, go along with their championship last season.
Castellato waits for the 1-0 offering from Wilkins, and he chops it, high chopper to third base. Azevedo has to wait for it, fields it cleanly, throws it to Smith at first, and there are 2 away here in the top of the second inning. Brendan Lawbaugh, the pitcher, will bat now for the Dons.
Number 12.
And I think this is exactly, Mike, what Bobby Wilkins wanted. A first 1-2 quick outs in this inning so he can get his team back up there.
Get in, get off the field, because it's kind of warm out there on the field. As the first pitch to Lawbaugh is taken for a strike. Lawbaugh swinging his bat back and forth, now looks ready. Wilkins is ready as he throws, and that pitch taken inside for a strike. It's 0-2 to Lawbaugh. I think Lawbaugh's getting a feel for the strike zone since he's up there as a hitter now.
I can definitely tell that he's got more command on his fastball, and that I can tell is his main staple in his pitching routine.
Here comes the 0-2. Lawbaugh chops that one over his third base coach's head, down the left field line and foul.
I think the trick for Wilkins is going to be when he gets that curveball command down. When he has that and it complements his fastball, I think he might be unstoppable.
Wilkins puts that glove in front of his face, then brings it down into his motion. And he gets law ball on that curve that Logan Stover, my counterpart, was just talking about. And the Dons go 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the second. We've played 1.5 innings here at Tony Gwynn Stadium with the Norsemen leading the Dons 2-1.
In the top half of the second inning, 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no.
We're back at Tony Gwynn Stadium, Charlie Smith Field on the campus of SDSU. Norsemen leading the Dons 2-1. We're in the bottom half of the second inning, and leading it off for the Norsemen will be the first baseman, David Smith. Smith will face the left-hander Lawbaugh as he winds and throws. That pitch is low and outside, 1-0. Lawbaugh wasting no time, brings it. That pitch is taken for a strike. Even the count now, 1-1.
And as we said, Lawbaugh isn't a very big pitcher. He's only 5'10" and weighs only 160 pounds this evening.
Lawbaugh's 1-1 offering. Taken, missed, inside, outside, 2-1. Lawbaugh probably generates most of his power from the windup since he's such a small guy. As that pitch is grounded to the shortstop Sandoval, he picks it up on the hop, throws it to Schultz at first, and there's one away. The nice compact motion by Lawbaugh reminds me of a little, small power pitcher. It means like someone like Billy Wagner who generates all their power from that motion.
He has a really quick rotation, Mike, and you're right. He almost snaps through that, and that snap is what creates all that velocity he gets on his fastball.
David Frank, the catcher, will bat now. His first pitch, Lawbaugh's first pitch, is outside, 1-0. Lawbaugh into the windup, and again throws, and again it's outside. It's 2-0 now to Frank. Lawbaugh steps off the rubber, walks around. Don's defense playing Frank back. As that pitch is also outside, it's now 3-0. Second time in the game, Lawbaugh has thrown 3 consecutive balls. He did it in the first inning to Greg Garcia, as this pitch is taken for a strike, 3-1. Frank taking all the way on that pitch, I have to assume. As Lawbaugh kicks and fires, Frank chops that one back, and Lawbaugh's battle back here to make it 3-2.
Good job by Lawbaugh to throw his pitches in the strike zone, and good job by number 9, David Frank, there to stay alive.
Lawbaugh, the payoff pitch. Frank chops it to third. Nice backhanded play by Wilson. Long throw to first. Scoop by Schultz. Did he get him? Yes, he got him. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning.
That's Chris Wilson over there at third base, and his Lawbaugh giving him a little bit of love for that play.
In the ninth position, the third baseman, number 15, Devin Azevedo.
Azevedo will bat now, and Lawbaugh kicks and throws, and Azevedo lines that first pitch back to the screen. Foul, 0-1. Lawbaugh wasting no time, brings it back. That pitch missed. Off-speed pitch missed. It's 1-1 now. Lawbaugh again into the lineup in the pitch. Missed again, 2-1.
Lawbaugh keeps trying to hit that low outside corner of the plate, but he's having trouble. He's been hitting more balls than strikes almost.
Do you think maybe he should slow down a little bit and compose himself? That pitch is taken outside, 3-1.
Yeah, it might be time for a pitcher or his coach to go out there and have a little bit of a talk with Brandon.
Just a little breather, give him some time to just relax out there. As the next pitch is skied into right field, Diachenko under it. He makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So the Norsemen go quietly here in the bottom of the second inning. We've played 2 full here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. Logan Stover will come back with the play-by-play. It's the Norsemen 2, the Dons 1.
2 full innings, and
Welcome back here to the top of the third, live from Tony Gwynn Stadium. My name is Logan Stover, alongside Mike Passanisi. We got a good game going between the Valhalla Norsemen and the Cathedral Catholic Dons. Valhalla leads at 2-1 here in the top of the third. Pitcher Bobby Wilkins gets us underway in the top of the third with a ball outside. Leading off for the Dons this inning is going to be the first baseman, Jim Schultz. And Wilkins with his 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed by Schultz. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The Dons to get into this game had to beat St. Augustine 3 times. Once on May 26th, they lost on May 30th, and then won the tiebreaker game on June 1st, 4-3.
Wilkins with the 1-1 pitch on the way. That's taken for a strike on the inside. It's going to bring the count around to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Schultz, the left-handed hitter. The defense, not really playing him the pole. They're playing pretty much straight.
The pitch is popped up on the left side. Not sure if that'll go out of the play. The third baseman, Azevedo's over there. Oh, and dives back in. Just missed it. Ball made a run back in on Azevedo. Nice effort. That's going to drop for a foul ball.
You know, Logan, as soon as he was going back for that ball, I felt a gust of wind over here. And maybe the same gust of wind was over there and just blew that ball right back, and Azevedo was unable to make the play. Tough play.
Nothing meant to any Valhalla fans, but thank God for that breeze coming in, because we could use it right about now. No outs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On Jim Schultz. Pitch by Wilkins is on its way. That's grounded. Schultz tries to make. It's going to be ended up thrown over by the second baseman. Garcia makes a nice play to come up on it. It's going to be the first out here in the top of the third inning.
Wilkins tried to field that ball off the mound, but it just went under his glove. There's no reason for him to dive and risk injury. So he let the second baseman take it, make the easy play at first.
From one second baseman to another, here is the Don second baseman, number 4, Tommy Cheek, to hit second here in the top of the third. First pitch by Wilkins is on its way. Catches the inside corner for a strike. Top of the third inning, Valhalla leads it 2-1 on their 2 hits over the 1 hit and 1 run of the Dons. But the Dons are up right now looking to change all that. Off-speed pitch from Wilkins down in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Both teams scored runs in the first inning. The Dons got 1 in the top half, and the Norsemen came right back with 2 more. And that's where we stand right now at 2-1.
Pitch by Wilkins, fastball on the outside, hard to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's right, the Dons getting their 1 run when Alec Diachenko hit a triple and was sacked in by Ted Kleist in the first inning. The 1-2 pitch from Wilkins on its way. Swung and fouled back. That's going to go back there to the practice field.
Special Olympics are going on back behind us today here on the practice fields at San Diego State University.
Good to see the facilities are getting their uses today. CIF, Special Olympics. Wilkins with his 1-2 pitch. And Cheek takes a look at an outside, 3rd strike on the outside of the plate. Great pitch by Wilkins to get that off speed on that outside. He's going to sit him down for the 2nd out in this inning.
Third baseman.
That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Wilkins.
Wilkins just has it going on today. I mean, you mix that overpowering fastball with an off-speed pitch, and there's nothing you can do as a hitter to combat it. Just to be mindful and hope you guess right.
Wilkins now pitching to the leadoff hitter for the Dons, a 3rd baseman, number 3, Chris Wilson. His first time up, grounded out to the shortstop. With 2 outs and 1 ball on him, here's Wilkins' 1-0 delivery. Swung on and popped up towards us. See if that one's going to come out of play. The ball, oh, great effort by number 6, David Smith over on the first base side. He actually lost his glove that went out and over into the stands. Ball just barely missed staying in play, but great effort by number 6.
There's that protective fencing here at Tony Gwynn, that little net that rises up to protect the fans out there because the seats are so close at the stadium. And that ball could have been caught, I think, by Smith had there been no fencing there, just a regular railing to reach over and catch it. But he got his glove caught on the net.
You know, Mike, I think he's hoping, David's hoping right now that Tony Gwynn would have spent a little less money on the height of those nets and had him about 1 foot shorter than they got him this time.
That Tony Gwynn. And the coach is going to come out now and make sure that Smith's all right. He kind of latched his wrist on that fencing out there.
And always with these young guys, we always want to make sure that everything's okay and there isn't any speculation on any kind of injury. And he's actually going to go in for a little bit with his coach, Mike. Not sure what they're going to do, either to tape it up or check it out, but I think he may have cut his wrist or something when he was coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and the safety of those around you, San Diego State.
Yeah.
And we're back from our injury time, getting ready to get our game back underway. We are in the top of the third inning, looking at 2 outs, a 1-1 count on the leadoff hitter. Leadoff hitter Chris Wilson waiting for Wilkins' pitch. Chet swing down in the dirt. That's going to add a ball to the count. 2 balls, 1 strike.
The first baseman, Smith, just had to go into the dugout for a brief moment and get his wrist tape up. Looks like it was bleeding a little bit. But he's fine now. He's back in the game, ready to go at it. He's a gamer.
Wilkins with the 2-1 pitch on Wilson. Swung on and fouled back over to the softball field, where our good friend Mike Castanese is the public address announcer.
Yeah, we don't need to advertise that. That's quite all right. The San Diego State Aztec softball team did enough of their advertising this year.
And Bobby Wilkins with his 2-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up. This one's going to come back over to the first base side. And that loud bang you just heard was the ball bouncing about 8 feet above our head.
I'm not going to lie. I was ducking and covering. I'm not going to lie.
No, ladies and gentlemen, as in half of the section in the stadium here, they were all ducking. Sun very bright here. Hard to see the ball. It's trouble for the infielders, too. Wilkins with his pitch. Down in the dirt on the outside. Count's going to run full on Chris Wilson. And Mike, this is the first time that we've seen any kind of, fatigue from Wilkins.
Well, with that long laboring motion, I wouldn't be surprised if he fatigues earlier.
That's a deep fly ball, hit to left field. Left fielder's retreating on it. That ball is going to clear the fence. Actually, it's going to bounce up off the fence, off the Cox sign. He's going to be coming up into third is Chris Wilson with a double. Good 2-out hitting by the leadoff hitter. He's in to second with a double.
Nice job by Wilson. He got a hold of that pitch and drove it, and it missed the wall by about, 10 feet, maybe less?
Yeah, Mike, it almost looked like the ball went out with that white Cox sign out there. The ball being white, we weren't sure if it went over the fence, but then we saw all of a sudden a fielder came up with it out there. Zapata came up with the ball and fired it in. Stepping up to the plate now is number 5, Alec Diachenko. He had a triple back in the first inning. Bobby Wilkins with the pitch. Fastball right across the waist. It's going to start off the count. No balls and 1 strike.
Diachenko scored the lone run for the Dons. He scored on a sacrifice fly by Ted Kleist in the first.
And that's the only run that the Dons have had so far in this game coming back in the first as they trail 2-1. Wilkins' pitch is foul tipped off the catcher. It's going to bring the count to no balls and 2 strikes. 2-1 here in the top of the third inning, live from Tony Gwynn Stadium on the beautiful campus of San Diego State University on a lovely day for baseball. The Division III CIF Championship. Bobby Wilkins right now looking to get his team out of this inning with a runner in scoring position. His 0-2 pitch on the way. Taken up high, fastball. It's going to bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know what pitchers try to do, and this is what Wilkins probably was thinking about doing, is you throw those off-speed pitches, and you throw that high fastball. And the fact that the fastball is rising makes it look like it's going faster than it actually is, and hit a swing and miss.
Diachenko looks in, takes a swing, and hits that one out towards right field. The right fielder making a charge on it. That's going to be Kutzler. Kutzler with a nice running play to end the inning. That's going to end the bottom of the third inning. Dons don't get any runs. Still 2-1 in favor of the Norsemen.
Catholic 1.
Now that we are really in the bottom of the third inning, Valhalla is going to lead it off with their leadoff hitter, the right fielder, Jason Kutzler. Had a great play in the last inning to end the inning in right field. Law ball with his first pitch. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Second pitch misses just on the outside part of the plate. That's going to bring it to 2 balls and no strikes.
Fans starting to pile in here as the day wears on. We're in game 2.
Just misses the strike zone on the outside of the part of the plate with his third pitch. It's going to bring the count to 3 balls and no strikes. Still with that quick windup. Pitches outside, 4 straight balls to Kutzler. That's going to allow him to take a leadoff walk. As Valhalla has their leadoff hitter on to start this inning.
That's the second 4-pitch walk of the day for Lawbaugh. I think he needs to settle down a little bit and just relax and let the game come to him. I think once he does that, he'll be fine.
Lawbaugh with his pitch. Swung on and grounded over to the shortstop. He's going to fling it over to second. They get 1. Good slide by Kutzler on that one to take out Cheek. Cheek not able to turn the double play on Karajonis, who was the hitter. Thomas grounded over to the shortstop. They only get 1. Valhalla's coach is gonna have a talk with the second baseman on that, the second base umpire. But coming up right now for the Norsemen is going to be the second baseman, number 5, Greg Garcia. Greg Garcia steps up to hit for Valhalla, second baseman, number 5. Quick throw over to first base to try to get the base runner. Karajonis on first. Reached on a fielder's choice on a double play that was unsuccessful. Brendan Lawbaugh once again throws over there. Greg Garcia walked his first time up. Looking to get his team a hit and trying to move over that runner on first. Third straight throw over for Lawbaugh on that.
Think he's worried about Karajonis at first?
I think Lawbaugh's got a little too much stuff running through his head right now, and he just needs to worry about getting his pitches to the right spots. Bunt thrown out by Garcia on that one. Bunt attempt unsuccessful. Ball flies back to the backstop. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning.
And that's what speed does to you, in a game like this. You get a runner on first base, the pitcher is thinking about the runner, he's not thinking about the pitch he needs to throw to the hitter. All of a sudden he leaves a fat one over the plate and you could put one out, just like that.
Lawbaugh with his 0-1 pitch swung on and hit weakly over to the third baseman. Shortstop now calling for it. Shortstop Sandoval will make the catch. 2 down now here in the bottom of the third inning.
Shortstop, Ryan O'Sullivan.
Coming up to take his hacks next is going to be Ryan O'Sullivan, the shortstop. Grounded out to his counterpart, the other shortstop in his first at-bat. Lawbaugh ready, and with the pitch. High up, no throw by the catcher. 1 ball and no strikes. Lawbaugh seems to be slowing down a little bit more.
I think so, and I think if he does that and keeps that pace up, he's going to improve as the game wears on. As Karajonis has the lead at first, and a quick throw over.
4th time that Lawbaugh's thrown over to try to catch Karajonis. Obviously a stolen base threat by Karajonis. The pitch is swung on and missed, dropped by the catcher. That's going to bring the count up to 1 ball and 1 strike. Lawbaugh slowing down his delivery now, not moving as fast as he was earlier in the game. 1 ball and 1 strike. As the runner takes off, swing and a miss, hit and run on the way, and that ball's going to go into center field. Ball goes out into center field. Stolen base attempt is good. credit Jason Kutzler with the stolen base on that one. And Mike, I think we know why Brendan was having a little bit of issues throwing over there 4 times.
Well, obviously, you know, he wanted to make sure that he kept the runner close at first. And with his compact motion, you'd think it wouldn't be an issue, but for some reason it is. I don't really understand it.
Laba's sidearm delivery that I've yet to see him throw today throws that one across. 2s across the board here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Your batter, Ryan O'Sullivan, looking to come through with his team with a runner in scoring position. Ball down in the dirt. Good job by the catcher and Castellano to block that ball. Counts running full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. What kind of pitch do you see we're going to see from Laba here, Mike?
I'm not exactly sure, but I see that there's someone up in the bullpen for the Dons.
The pitch on the way. Inside corner of the plate. Didn't even get the bat off his shoulders, and he will strike out. Sits it down. Nice job to get out of the jam by Laba in that one. Score stays 2-1 in favor of Valhalla after 3. We're back from Tony Gwynn Stadium from the top of the 4th inning. The Dons lead it off. They send up their 3rd hitter, Ted Kleist, as he looks for Wilkins' first delivery. On the way, curveball just misses the top of the strike zone. 1 ball and no strikes.
Kleist has the lone RBI on the game for the Dons, and coming into the day was batting .429 with 6 homers and 31 RBIs.
Second pitch from Wilkins on its way. Now he hit that top part of the strike zone. He gets that strike he looked for in the first time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wilkins did pretty good this year, going 6-3 with a 2.83 ERA for Valhalla. He's doing pretty good right now, holding the Dons to 1 run. His 1-1 pitch on the way. Curveball, beautiful pitch. Drops it right on the middle of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That is just nasty stuff. I wouldn't even want to be a hitter.
Mike, and that pitch is almost impossible to hit if you're thinking fastball, because that pitch comes so slow. Like you said, you get on that front foot, there's nothing you can do. Wilkins' 1-2 pitch on the way, flied deep into center field. It looks like his center fielder, Karajanis, is under it. He will make the play for the first out of the inning, as Ted Kleist flies out to center field.
Shortstop.
Kleist got under that ball just a little bit, and the dimensions here at Tony Gwynn, 410 out to dead center field, and that's where he hit that ball. And if you're trying to go deep, might as well try the lines at 340.
Shortstop Michael Sandoval steps in, struck out his first time swinging. Wilkins' pitch is off speed down in the dirt. That gets beyond the catcher. 1 ball and no strikes. Bobby Wilkins stands in, getting ready for his pitch. Pitch is swung on and fouled back out of the stadium.
That ball went out behind home plate where they're constructing the new Aztec swimming facility. I think it's called the Aztec Aquaplex, if I'm not mistaken. They got cars parked out back there. I hope they didn't hit one.
The 1-1 pitch from Wilkins is on its way. Swung on and fouled back again over there. Mike, I think they may be trying to supply that new work area with some baseballs.
Maybe the construction workers are getting bored and they want to have a catch or something. They're feeling in the baseball mood on a beautiful day like today.
Well, they've got Michael Sandoval to thank, and I'm sure his coach can thank him too. He's staying alive here with Brad Wilkins. Brad's 1-2 on the way. Off speed, swung and lined into left field. That's going to be a base hit or more. It's rounding around second as the throw comes into the cutoff hitter. Great job by Michael Sandoval to pull that one into left field for a base hit.
Zapata in left field was playing really far, closer to center field than he was to the left, and that ball was more toward the line in left field. And might have had a chance for 2 there, but Zapata was able to cut it off and only hold him to the single.
Designated hitter Jeff Stevenson steps in, looking to improve on his strikeout in last time up. With a runner on first, 1 out. And the Dons looking at their best situation so far in this game. Wilkins' pitch is a little bit high. That's going to come in for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Nice size lead by Sandoval off first as Wilkins pitches fastball. That's hit over to right. See if that one can get foul. That's going to drop right off the first base side, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sandoval on first, not a big threat to steal. He's had 2 stolen bases on the season, but nonetheless, he could run, especially with this long, laborious motion of Wilkins. Even when he's compacted in the stretch, he's a tall guy.
Now I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess here, Mike, but I'm going to guess that Wilkins, by the way that he's slowing down and the way it seems like the Dons are catching up to his fastball, I have a feeling unless Wilkins really gets his pitches, he's going to have a hard time with the Dons as the day goes on.
You know, you're throwing all the time, and at the same time, it's hot out here today. It's not like it's not normal, typical 74 degree San Diego weather. It's warm.
1 out, 1 ball, and 1 strike on him in the pitch. In the dirt, runner stays on first.
And, you know, I want to point out again, Zapata in left. He's not even really, he's almost in left center.
Yeah,
he's shading very far.
He's playing almost a softball, you know, rover position out there in left center. Any kind of pull hit down the left field line could be a double, even if it's potentially a single. And his pitch, fastball down the outside, swung and missed. Stevenson with a big hack on that one, missing. It's going to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stevenson steps in, looking to advance that runner on first base. Wilkins has a 2-2 count against him with 1 down. And go ahead and tying run on the base. The pitch outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes as the count runs full. The runner on base in a 3-2 count. Look for Stevenson to be hacking away on this one. Wilkins' pitch is a fastball down the outside in the dirt. Stevens going to pass on with a walk to first base. Sandoval moves over to second. And right now, Wilkins finds himself in a bit of a jam with runners on first and second and only 1 out.
Wilkins has been cruising along really since the first inning. This is the first real trying strain he's had since that first inning when the Dons put up their only run.
That's going to bring up the catcher, senior number 2, Mike Castellato. Grounded out to third base last time. Senior playing in his second CIF final game, played last year when he won it with the Dons. Pitched by Wilkins, fastball right on the outside of the plate, catches it. No balls and 1 strike leading off to Castellato.
The Dons are no strangers to championship games. This is their 4th championship game appearance in the last 6 years, winning the titles in 01, 03, and 05. So this kind of pressure is pretty much standard for the Dons.
Wilkins checks the runners on second and first. His 1-0 delivery is swung on and grounded over the shortstop. Hard play, gets the force at second. Lobbing a little throw to first. Did he get him? No. Safe calls him the first base umpire. Great play by O'Sullivan of Valhalla Norseman on that one. The shortstop with a great shoestring catch to nail the force out at second. Runner's going to advance over to third. Dons are going to have runners on first and third with 2 outs.
It's a great play by O'Sullivan. That took a high hop and he had to wait for it to come down and just wasn't able to get, you know, with a hop like that, it takes time away and there was no way they were going to turn the double play on that one.
Great hustle by Mike Castellato on that one to get down to first base. Now the pitcher, Brandon Labaugh, is stepping in. First pitch from Wilkins is swung on with a hack. Almost nails a cameraman on top of the roof.
Funny story about how you get to that roof, Logan. Actually, in the press box here at Tony Gwynn, there's a ladder that goes down to the press box from the roof, but that ladder empties out into the only bathroom in the press box at Tony Gwynn. So to get to the roof, you have to go through the bathroom, and if someone's in there, you have to wait until they're done to, you know, go through.
That's swung on and chopped over to the left-hand side. I think that's the one's going to run foul. Labaugh tried to go opposite field on that one and dropped the ball in there. And Mike, look at this. Zapata is still playing almost like a left center. Now I could understand maybe on this one with Labaugh being a lefty and playing him to the pole. But Labaugh, after hitting that little liner down the left side, Zapata shouldn't help but think that he should be playing a little bit closer.
Yeah, it could be trouble if that ball gets down in the corner. I mean, 2 runs could easily score on that play. Castellato could score from first.
Wilkins ahead with his 0-2 pitch, swung on. Little drop bounces off the third base. Third baseman Azevedo fires over to first base to get the out, and that ends the jam for Valhalla. Dons go down, and this one scores still 2-1 at the end of 3. Bringing it to you next is Mike Castanisi with the play-by-play.
We're back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Norsemen leading 2-1. Jeff Zapata will lead it off here for the Norsemen. The Norsemen, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. The Dons, 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error. As the first pitch to Zapata is taken for a strike. Zapata singled at his last at bat, takes that pitch for a ball. 1-1 now to Zapata. Labaugh beginning his 4th inning of work here for the Dons. He kicks and throws. Zapata hits a chopper to Sandoval. Up with it on the hop, throws it to Schultz. Got it at first, 1 away.
Great bang-bang play by Sandoval to just grab it out of the air, just get a good throw over to Schultz and get that out.
The designated hitter, Chris Thomas, will bat now.
Designated hitter, Chris Thomas.
Thomas grounded out to the second baseman, Tommy Cheek, in his last at bat. Labaugh with that glove in front of his face, looking into Castellato for the sign. He has it, winds and delivers. That pitch is foul. That one's going out of play. Right up here, about 10 or 15 rows deep here at Tony Gwynn on the third base side.
One of the few fly balls that actually happened to stay inside this stadium. Stadium not very big, holding 2,850. So foul balls fly pretty easily back out of here.
It's a great point, Logan. A lot of foul balls don't stay in this stadium, as Labaugh's next pitch is in the dirt, bounces before it gets to the plate. Count is now 1-1. All the scoring in this game done in the first inning. We've got donut holes on the scoreboard ever since, as Labaugh brings it. That pitch is a strike. It's 1-2.
And we could tell now, Mike, that Labaugh has obviously been slowing down his technique since he has in the first inning. He's going way faster in the first inning.
Next pitch, taken, close pitch, but it's taken for a ball. 2-2. When you get into these championship games, you know, that adrenaline gets running, and you try to overthrow your pitches and rush things, as Labaugh brings the 2-2 and gets Thomas to swing and miss to strike out for the second out of the inning.
And that's the first strikeout on the game for Labaugh, and as we can tell, this slowing down has been helping.
First baseman David Smith will step in. Smith has his wrist taped up. He made attempting to make a nice play over here on the first base side with a foul ball that went over the net, got his wrist cut up on the netting here, as Labaugh's first pitch is taken outside for a ball. 1-0.
And Mike, to add to what we were talking about Labaugh, the reason that we're saying that he needs to slow down is because he's a precision pitcher.
And he wasn't slow with that one. That was a right quick, and it's quickly 2-0.
And when you're a precision pitcher, Mike, what you need to do is you need to work on hitting your spots. You're not an overpowering pitcher, and if he goes too fast, he's not going to hit his spots.
As the 2-0 offering's on its way, and that one is ripped, but right at the third baseman. Wilson doesn't even have to move, gloves it, and the Norsemen go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We've played 4 full. The Norsemen are up 2-1. Jim Schultz will lead it off here in the top of the 5th inning for the Dons. We got a 2-1 score here. The Norsemen leading the Dons. This is the CIF Championship game, Division 3. As Wilkins goes into his windup, and the pitch taken for a strike. Schultz, he grounded out to second in his at-bat in the 3rd inning. Wilkins leans back, kicks and throws. He hits it to right and deep, but that one is going to hook foul and go towards the athletic department building.
He got that one, took that one for a ride out there to right field, almost cleared out by the batting cages out there. Just missed getting a homer on that one.
I think he got through the zone just a bit too quickly on that one and pulled it foul. Wilkins, here comes the 0-2. Tried the off-speed, bounced it in front of the plate. It's 1-2.
Wilkins having some control problems today, Mike, with that off-speed pitch. But, you know, when he does get it going, he's better than anybody that I've seen in a long time when he gets those off-speed pitches where he wants them to.
Wilkins ready to bring it. Here it comes. That one straightened out, and that one's hit to right center field and deep. Cutler going back. He's looking up. It's off the wall. Karajanis will play it off to Karam. And Schultz will walk into second with a stand-up double. He missed a home run by about 7.5 feet.
Great job by Schultz on that one to take the ball that was pitched and hit it out there off the wall into center field. Good job on getting up. That tying run now is on second base and in scoring position for the Dons.
And most importantly, there's no outs for the Dons, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here for Schultz. Taylor Case will come in now and run for the Dons at second, trying to get that run in.
Taylor Case.
So far, no activity in the Valhalla bullpen. Tommy Cheek, the second baseman, in the batter's box. Case leads away from second. Shortstop playing behind him, now backs off. Wilkins checks him. Bunt attempt by Cheek is fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1.
And this is the prime situation that the Dons want to be in, Mike. No outs, runner on second. And you've got one of your better hitters in Tommy Cheek up there.
Tommy Cheek taps his bat on the plate, swinging it, ready to hit. Wilkins is ready to pitch, looks back. Case at second now, brings that off-speed pitch, and it missed. 1-1. Case standing on second base, now gets out to a little bit of a lead, walks it out. Infielders are playing in, anticipating the bunt with the 1-1 count. Cheek shows bunt, pulls it back, 2-1 the count. That pitch missed. The Dons trying to play small ball and get that runner over to third so they can either get a sacrifice or a single or find some way to get him home from third with less than 2 outs. Wilkins snaps back and throws to second, and Case dives back in safely.
And since Cheek has only gotten 1 strike on him, be looking for him to keep bunting as long as he's only got 1 strike. That'll be the best situation for the Dons if they can move that runner over to third base, and a pop fly will bring him in.
Do you think that they'll take the bunt off if he goes 3-1, as the pitch is bunted foul? Now it's 2-2, so that just negates whatever I just said.
And, you know, Mike, that would debate. Here's a situation where, you know, on a 2-2, you could bunt foul would be an out. And this all comes down to the coach's decision on how good of a bunter the hitter is. I know in the situation with him being the 9th hitter, I've never seen him play before, but he may be a good bunter and his coach may trust in him, but we're going to see here.
2-2 the count now on Cheek. Case takes a 2-step lead from second. No pickoff attempt, and time has been called as Cheek steps out.
And Mike, it looks like from the way that Cheek has gotten into the box this time versus the other times he's been stepping in at this at-bat, he's been swinging and hacking, so I think bunting is not going to be an option for him here at 2-2.
Let's find out as Wilkins comes set, checks the runner at second, and he's going to bring it home. That pitch is high, 3-2.
Boy, Mike, that fastball by Wilkins just motors in there, doesn't it?
It does, and if he could pinpoint the curveball or the off-speed pitches, whether it be a curveball, you know, it could be devastating for hitters. Wilkins has bent over at the belt, now stands straight and set and brings it. Cheek right on that one. He swung just a bit too early. That one was fouled back to the press box area. The count remains full at 3-2. Got to start to wonder here. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Worry about Wilkins' pitch count and this heat combined, maybe showing signs of fatigue. As he checks Case at second, looks him back, now brings it home. And he walked Cheek.
That's not what Wilkins wanted to do on that one, Mike. Cheek now at first base. That's going to have the go-ahead run on base for the Dons.
And their leadoff hitter, Chris Wilson, is going to step up to bat. And it looks like the Valhalla manager wants to come out and have a little conference on the mound with his pitcher, Wilkins. Welcome back from after the conference on the mound. Wilkins will stay in the game, and Chris Wilson stands in the batter's box ready to face him. There's 2 on, no outs. Don's threatening here, trailing 2-1 in the top of the 5th inning as the first pitch was taken by Wilson for a strike.
Valhalla is still looking for bunt on this one as David Smith, the first baseman, was running in on that play.
Crashed hard on that play. And it looks like he's doing so again, as he's about 5 or 6 steps in on the grass at first. Wilkins brings it home, and that pitch is skied to left field. Zapata's retreating. He's on the warning track. He's under it, makes the catch. And there's one away, and that was an unproductive out. It didn't move the runners over. You couldn't,
You're right, Michael. I believe that ball was deep enough hitting the warning track out there, and that's about 330 feet. The second base runner could have moved over and advanced on that one, but as you said, a very unproductive out by the Dons on that one when they could have been able to probably move at least one runner over to third base.
Alec Diachenko will step in now. Diachenko's tripled, and he's flew out to right field. Runner still on first and second. Wilkins looks back to runner at second, and Diachenko rips it to right center field. Cutler getting over there. Actually, it'll be Karajanis who will make the catch, and there are 2 away now.
And as you hear, Mike, the Valhalla chants are cheering because once again, deep fly ball out in the outfield, and no advancement by any of the Dons runners as they're still on first and second.
Yeah, whatever Valhalla's coach Steve Perdue went out there and told Wilkins seems to have worked. He's gotten 2 consecutive fly ball outs, and it's quickly gone from a very potentially bad situation with 2 on and no out to now 2 on and 2 out. As Ted Kleist will bat now. Kleist, the first pitch, curveball over for a strike. Nice pitch there.
And if Wilkins can develop his curveball and his off-speed pitches to hit his locations as well as his fastball, he's got a very promising future ahead of him in baseball.
You know, the problem with high schoolers and curveballs, everyone always talks about it. They shouldn't be throwing curveballs at a young age because it messes up their elbow and things like that. As the next pitch to Kleist misses, much to the displeasure of Valhalla fans. It's 1-1.
Another beautiful curveball back-to-back, Mike. That one dropping just a little bit out of the strike zone down below.
Wilkins checks the runner at second. Case, he brings it home. That pitch is for a strike. It's 1-2. And you know, some pitchers, even in today's game, some people are suggesting that pitchers, as they're coming up through the minors, you know, any kind of elbow problems, that they just go ahead and have the Tommy John surgery because it's better to have it before rather than later. As the next pitch from Wilkins is in the dirt. It's 2-2.
Yeah, and Mike, you know, I believe that that's not a good idea that they've been talking about pitchers, and I know that some pitchers come out with a better elbow than they did before, but you know, you should never have a baseball player tell them to, you know, have surgery on purpose for such an occasion. I think we should just let them go play, and if their bodies can let them play, they do, and if they can't, they can't.
Wilkins misses with that pitch. He's gone full now to Kleist. Kleist, one of the big boppers for the Dons. They trail here 2-1. They've got a prime opportunity to score with runners on first and second, but there are 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Wilkins, the payoff pitch. Kleist, rip. And the first base umpire is going to say that one is foul. Wasn't foul by much, though.
Just over the head of David Smith, the first baseman for Valhalla, who made a great effort down the line. I think that one bounced out just about a half a foot outside the baseline.
So the Norsemen catch a break here. Maybe they got some help from the gods. What do you think?
I think that one was a little bit close, too close for us to call, but umpire made it foul.
Wilkins back up on the slab and ready now. Out of the stretch, here comes the payoff pitch. Kleist pulls this one to first base. Smith is up with it. He's going to foot race to the bag. Did he beat him? Yes, he did. Smith took a big risk on that play by going to the base instead of flipping it to the pitcher, Wilkins, who was coming over to cover. And Kleist slid into first head first and was beaten by about a millisecond. 4.5 innings are in the books. The Dons are trailing 2-1 here at Tony Gwynn Stadium.
And Valhalla is going to be leading off this inning as they get ready to hit here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Valhalla's catcher David Frank leads things off here. Still on the mound is Brendan Laubaugh for the Dons. He's only given up 2 runs so far. His first pitch on the way. Fastball just misses on the inside of the plate. It's going to start him off with 1 ball and no strikes. Laubaugh with that quick delivery once again. Misses about the same location 2 times in a row. 2 balls, no strikes. Score is 2-1 in favor of the Valhalla Norsemen. Coming on there, 2 hits and no errors. The third pitch missing just outside that same spot by Laubaugh. 3 balls, no strikes.
Quite a pitcher's duel we have on hand today. Only 6 hits combined between both the teams.
Laubaugh back into his quick delivery. Let's see how that works. His 3-0 pitch just catches that outside part of the plate that he's been trying to hit. 4th time's a charm. 3 balls and 1 strike. And actually, the Dons out hitting the Norsemen 4 hits to 2. They just can't seem to get those runners in off base. The pitch misses on the outside, leadoff hitter. Frank David is going to go to first base. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Devin Azevedo, number 15.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner in the game for the Norsemen. It's going to be number 1, Tyler Keaton.
And we have the coach of the Dons coming out to talk to Brendan Laubaugh.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. For Valhalla, running at first base, number 1, Jonathan Alfano.
Looks like the players changed jerseys on us. It'll be Alfano running at first and not Keaton. Azevedo in the batter's box, Laubaugh on the mound. And the throw to first, and Frank is back. Or excuse me. Alfano is back at first. Come in a pitch run for Frank. Some of the players from the next game starting to show up here as Azevedo gets a beautiful bunt down, and he's going to be thrown out as Laubaugh fielded it and threw it over to Schultz at first. Nice job to move Alfano to second on the play. And there is now 1 out with a runner on second base for the Norsemen, and Jason Kutzler will step in.
Jason Kutzler.
In this game so far, Mike, Jason Kutzler grounded out to the pitcher and has a stolen base so far off of 1 hit.
Kutzler waiting for the offering from Laubaugh. Should see the ball pretty well. He's a right-handed hitter. And that pitch is foul, backing out of play, out of the stadium, 0-1. Nordsman leading 2-1 here.
Ball 2, either dugout for reuse of the game. Thank you.
Alfano leading away from second. Laubaugh pitches. That pitch is ripped in the center field. That's going to be a base hit, and it's going to fall. Alfano's being waved around. Here comes the throw home. The play at the plate. There will be none as Laubaugh cuts it off, and the Norsemen extend their lead. It's now 3-1.
And Jonathan Alfano, great job on that one. Watching his third base coach, who ran halfway down the line to make sure that they had that throw from the center fielder Gage. They did. Now Alfano just barely beating out to give his Norsemen a much-needed insurance run.
Karajanes will step in now, and this could be the end of it for Laubaugh. I believe it is. Someone is running out of the Dons bullpen, and we'll give you his name and number when we come back. We're in the midst of a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the Norsemen threatening, leading 3-1. Moving to first base after pitching on the mound today will be Brendan Laubaugh. The first baseman, Schultz, will move to right field.
Cathedral.
Yeah. Stevenson in the game now to pitch. He was DHing, and now he's on the pitch for the Dons. In the batter's box is Karajanes. And the first pitch from Stevenson is taken for strike. Stevenson, a right-hander, so the Norseman hitters will have to adjust. They've been seeing the left-hander law ball all day. And running on the play was the guy running at first. Nice play by Lawbaugh at first to scoot and pick that ball up and make the play 4 and out. Lawbaugh had to move back to his right, went into a sliding motion to field that ball, then ran it back in time to get Karajanis. Moving to second on the play is Kutzler. Kutzler was running on the play, so there was no chance for Lawbaugh to get him at second.
Second baseman, Greg Garner.
Greg Garcia will bat now. The lefty now facing the righty Stevenson. Kutzler stands on second. The outfield left fielder, Kleist, is in shallow in left field. Stevenson out of the stretch, the pitch, high chopper to the second baseman, Cheek. He's gonna have to field it. The ball goes over his head, and Kutzler's gonna score on the play. And credit Garcia with a single. There was nothing Cheek could do on that play. That ball took a nasty hop off the infield and just bounced straight over Cheek's head. And coming around to score was Kutzler. The Nordsmen now lead 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Shortstop, Ryan O'Sullivan.
Ryan O'Sullivan will bat now for the Nordsmen. Lawbaugh holding Garcia on at first. Stevenson doesn't check him, brings it home. Pitch is taken for a strike. There had been no scoring in this game except for the first inning until now, as the Nordsmen have put up a 2 spot and they're still threatening here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch is taken outside and in the dirt. 1-1 to O'Sullivan. Tommy Cheek only stands at 5 foot 10 inches tall. There was no way he could have got that high bouncing ball off the bat of Garcia. As the next pitch from Stevenson is high, 2-1 now to O'Sullivan. Stevenson looking at Garcia on first, Lawbaugh holding him on. As the pitch is hit to the shortstop, Sandoval, who fumbles it a bit, and O'Sullivan will have no problem getting to first on the play. It was one of those plays by the shortstop where you just think, you kind of get into a routine as a shortstop and everything's going your way, and then all of a sudden, just for a split second, you don't, and things like that happen. So there's 2 on, 2 outs, and Jeff Zapata, the left fielder, will bat now, as Stevenson tries to work the Dons out of the jam and get them out of here, only trailing by 3. Zapata is single, and he's grounded out to the shortstop. Stevenson throws. Zapata grounds it to the third baseman, Wilson. They've got Garcia in a rundown. They tag him out, and that's going to do it. But the Norsemen put up a 2 spot. They take a 3-run advantage over the Dons. It's the Norsemen 4, the Dons 1 here from the San Diego CIF Division III High School Baseball Championships.
2 hits, there were no errors, 2 runners left on base.
We're back here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The Norsemen and the Dons playing a game here. It's the High School Baseball Championships, CIF Division III, and the Norsemen are up 4-1. On the pitch now for the Norsemen is Eric Julian. Julian went 8-2 on the season as the left-hander winds and throws to the batter, Mike Sandoval. And his first pitch is a ball. It's 1-0.
And we already see Mike the Julian's got a hard-throwing fastball. He's got that one in there pretty quick.
Julian winds, Julian throws, sidearm motion. That ball's outside. 2-0.
Very quick delivery, even faster than Lawbaugh was earlier in the game.
I didn't think that was possible.
Evidently it is.
Julian winds and throws. Taken for a strike. 2-1 now on Sandoval.
Julian's got a cool little sidearm delivery like that. Usually guys that have a sidearm delivery don't have that much pinpoint accuracy, but he's been doing good.
Julian gets it, nice play. Chopper to first base. Smith, nice play to stay with it. Beats Sandoval to the base for the first out of the inning. That was a great play by Smith to stay with that ball.
Second great play by Smith today, Mike. That first one came in last inning where he charged over and barely beat the head first sliding runner, and that one did a great job of showing why you have your body flat and you block the ball, so when it pops down, you throw it right back.
Jeff Stevenson will bat now, as Julian's first pitch is, I don't know where it missed, but it did, 1-0. Julian last pitched on June 1st in a win over Mission Bay to get the Norsemen to this championship game here today. As his next pitch to Stevenson is taken, it's now 1-1.
And Mission Bay's a real tough team to beat, and you're going to need really good pitching to pitch against him. And he must have had a good performance if he shut them down.
Julian, wasting no time, brings it home. Off speed, taken high, 2-1. Julian back up on the rubber, looking down at Frank, David Frank that is, and the pitch, and Stevenson couldn't catch up to that one. It's 2-2. Julian winds, throws. Stevenson strikes out, swinging on the Julian heater, and there are now 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
I don't think the Dons were used to this kind of heat even from Wilkins when he was pitching, because right now Julian is throwing some heat and the Dons have no answer to catch up for it.
Yeah, let's not forget about Wilkins. Wilkins pitched a fantastic game for the Dons today, or for the Norsemen today. He pitched 5 innings, only allowing 4 hits as Julian winds. And that pitch missed, 1-0.
And I think we were right, Mike, as we said early in the game with that long delivery. It's going to be hard for Wilkins to go long into the games with that long delivery, taking so much energy out of it.
Yeah, it just takes too much energy as a pitcher. As the next pitch from Julian, that one's headed toward us. I better get out of the way.
I almost caught that one.
Yeah, my partner in crime here, Logan Stover, was trying to get that ball, but it bounced on the roof right in front of us. So Castellano trying to take my head off. The next pitch from Julian, that one's outside, 2-1.
I figured we'd talk to Mike before the game and that he'd be nice to us, not try to hit balls at us.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Here's the 2-1 from Julian. That one's ripped right up the middle. Diving was the shortstop O'Sullivan. He can't get it, and that one's in the center field for a base hit.
And the Dons need to get something going here, Mike, with only a couple innings left and down by 3. They need to get started quick.
First baseman, Brendan Loblaw.
Gary Reimacher walks up to the umpire. Well, looks like he's going to announce a batting lineup change as we're going to have a pinch hitter for Loblaw.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen, for Cathedral. Batting for the first baseman, Loblaw, number 18, Tyler Bingham's.
Tyler Bingham's will step in. Bingham's a right-handed hitter, probably going with the matchup here, as Loblaw was a left-handed pitcher, and with the left-handed hitter, and with Julian, the lefty on the mound, they wanted to get a right-handed bat in the lineup. That's Julian's first pitch. It's taken for a strike.
As we had mentioned earlier, Mike, with the same-handed pitcher and batter, the ball tails away. With opposite hitters, the ball actually tails in, giving the advantage to the batter.
Julian looks to runner back to first. That ball is slapped. Third baseman Azevedo tries to dive and get it, and the shortstop O'Sullivan tries to make a play. It ends up that nobody can, and that ball goes into left field for a base hit. And the Dons have something going here, a little 2-out rally going. They've got runners on first and second.
Dons showing why it's so important to make sure that you put that ball in play, because stuff like that, you never know when 2 ground ball outs could turn into 2 hits. That one was a little bit harder than just a normal ground ball, though, Mike. That one bounced off. Good play by O'Sullivan there to try to catch it after it already bounced off of Azevedo.
Re-entering the game, running at first base, number 12, Brendan Loblaw.
Loblaw will re-enter now, and he'll come back in and run. And he's spending a lot of time at first base now that he's playing over there when he's in the field. Jim Schultz, who moved to right field.
Batting for Cathedral, batting for the
It will not be Jim Schultz, who was playing right field.
9, Craig DeWitt.
Craig DeWitt will bat in the presence of Schultz here. And Julian's first pitch is blown right by DeWitt. It's 0-1.
The Dons trying to go with speed right now, getting their faster runners, replacing Schultz with DeWitt.
DeWitt chops that one towards second. Garcia plays it on the hop. Nice play. Gets it over to Smith at first, and that's going to do it. So the Norsemen get out of a little crisis situation. We're done. We've completed 5.5. It's the Norsemen 4 and the Dons 1. Welcome back to Tony Gwynn Stadium, where the Norsemen lead 4-1 here as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Stevenson on now in his 2nd inning of work, and he'll face the designated hitter, Chris Thomas, to start it off here. Thomas waits for the offering from Stevenson. Here it comes, tie at the letters, 1-0. Stevenson working quickly. That next pitch is fouled and out of play. Back toward the football practice field. 1-1 now. Dons got their lone run in the 1st inning. The Norsemen scored 2 in the 1st and 2 in the 5th. That's where we stand at 4-1. Stevenson's next pitch is heading toward us. Move out of the way, everybody. And it's 1-2 now to Chris Thomas.
Sorry about that, Mike. I had to move you out of the way there on that foul ball. I didn't want to get hit.
That's okay.
Move you back into proper position.
Proper placement, yeah. Stevenson winds the 1-2. Bring him up, sit him down. Chris Thomas is called out on strikes.
And as always said, you can't get a hit without swinging the bat.
First baseman
David Smith will bat now with 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
David looking for his first hit of the ball game.
He is. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch is low and outside. 1-0.
David gets my Hustle of the Day award, Mike, for his fine play of trying to catch the ball over here, diving into first base, and his blocking play he had earlier today.
He's played fantastic out in the field today. He's saved at least a couple of runs today. So single-handedly. He's like the JT Snow of the Norseman team. As the count now stands at 2-0 to Smith. And the next pitch, Smith grounds it to Wilson. He's up with it, throws it to Law at first, and there are now 2 away.
That's his 3rd hard hit ball that David's had since he's been coming up. So it's kind of a pain for him that it hasn't been finding any holes through it, but you know, Coach will tell him if he keeps swinging hard, eventually that ball's going to find a hole somewhere.
It's got to. I mean, CNI ground balls happen, and all of a sudden, once you get that one ball that gets through the infield or bounces off the base, then you're right back in it. I mean, your hitter's mentality is all, you're good from there. The catcher, David Frank, will bat now. His younger brother is the closer for this Norseman team. That's the first pitch. Is off speed from Stevenson and is taken for a strike. Stevenson into his windup and the pitch. That pitch is low and outside. 1-1 now to Frank. Frank's younger brother, Trevor, is a freshman on this Norseman team and does some of the closing duties for the Norsemen as David Frank swings through that pitch, and it's 1-2. Stevenson, wasting no time, brings it to the plate outside, 2-2. Updated totals for the Dons: 1 run on 6 hits and 2 errors. The Norsemen 4 runs, 4 hits, and 0 errors.
That stat right there, Mike, shows that the Dons haven't been doing a job of getting those base runners in.
As that ball is chopped to Wilson at third, has to wait for it to come down, gets it over to Labaugh at first, and that's going to do it. So the Norsemen go 1-2-3 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and we're heading to the 7th inning. The Dons got 3 outs left to get something going. It's 4-1 Norsemen. Here at Tony Gwynn Stadium, we're in the top of the 7th inning, and the Norsemen have brought in their closer, very young Trevor Frank. He's got 4 saves on the season. He saved the last game that the Norsemen won to beat Mission Bay to get to this championship game. I find it odd that the Norsemen go to a freshman as their closer, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's last chance time for the Dons as we're here in the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for them to get something going against the Valhalla, who leads 4-1 here in the Division III CIF Championship game.
Thank you. Leading out for Cathedral Catholic.
The Dons are going to have 3 outs to try to score 3 runs.
Right fielder.
The pitcher up. New pitcher on the mound for the Norsemen. The batter for the Dons is going to be the second baseman, number 4, Tommy Cheek. As you look at the second pitch. Trevor Frank is a freshman on the hill for Valhalla. As we said, a little bit weird that they're going to hand it over to the freshman. His pitch is in for a strike as it's foul tipped in the dirt. Mike, I guess we can see why they handed it over to the freshman.
Well, you know, we say it's weird, but it's just like 2 brothers playing catch in the backyard. His brother David's catching, Trevor's on the mound. They're just playing catch.
And his 1-2 delivery is swung on and barely fouled back, just got a piece of it. And you're right, Mike, this is an invaluable situation where you have 2 guys that know each other's strengths and know each other's weaknesses, so his brother knows exactly how to call him.
And to push his buttons probably at home, too.
Sure, I do the same with my brother.
Everybody does.
And as little brother Trevor looks in on this big situation, 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Little Trevor comes on to do what he was asked to do, and he gets the first big out of the inning, striking out Tommy Cheek. That's his second time striking out today.
Third baseman, Chris Wilson.
Leadoff hitter for the Dons is going to come to the plate, Chris Wilson, number 3. He's been playing third base today, has had a good couple of plays defensively. Looking to get something going offensively now. Beautiful off speed by Taylor on that one. Just missed on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and no strikes, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Valhalla leading 4-1. That ball lined by Chris Wilson. Thankfully, no fans were sitting in those seats.
You know, Logan, that's where we were initially going to set up over there. We could have been in trouble.
Thank you, George, for setting up over here. And as he gets ready for his pitch, beautiful changeup on the outside corner by Taylor as he's got Wilson backed into a corner now with 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Mike, this is the last chance for the Dons if they wish to repeat as CIF champions. There is strike 3 looking, and Chris Wilson sits down. Strike out for him. That's his first one of the game. That leaves the Valhalla 1 out away from the Division III CIF Championship.
Trevor Frank is doing a fantastic job today. I can see why they brought this guy in. He's studly.
And now Alex Diachenko, he's stepping in now for the last chance for the Dons. Alex had a triple and scored a run earlier in today's game, trying to keep the rally going. Infield's playing back. They only need 1 more. The fans for Valhalla are on their feet. The 0-1 pitch from Frank. Change-up on the outside, just misses. It's going to even up the count at 1 ball and a strike. You can hear it and you can see it in these Valhalla fans. They can feel Taylor Frank's pitch swung and drilled over the right side. That's going to barely go foul. And as you hear the noise get louder, Valhalla is 1 strike away with their freshman pitcher, Taylor Frank, on the mound, trying to close out this Division III CIF championship. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Just missed on the outside. Check down to the third base umpire by the home plate umpire. Looks like he may have gone around on that one, or the pitch may have been a strike. Either way, the drama keeps going. 1 more strike left. The pitch on the way, a little bit high. That's
Logan,
going to
I can feel the drama here. We're sitting on the third base side of the stadium where most of the Valhalla fans are. I can feel it.
Michael, there's so much drama that I can't even see the field. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Valhalla is your Division III CIF baseball champions. Congratulations go to them as they storm their freshman pitcher, Taylor Franks. And congratulations goes to the Norsemen for winning the Division III baseball CIF championship.
Trevor Frank came into the game to close. I was questioning him as a freshman. I take that all back. The kid was studly. He struck out the side. He got two of them swinging and another one looking. The kid was just absolutely lights out. Wilkins will pick up the win for the Norsemen. And what was a fantastic, a great game all around. Very cleanly played. They knew they played the sacrifice bunts. They made the sacrifice flies. They played error-free defense. And they got all of their 4 runs on 4 hits. That's using the field. That's knowing how to win without producing hits. And like Logan said at the outset of the game, Valhalla was a team that doesn't win with the bat. They win it with their pitching, and as we can see why, with a young freshman, Trevor Frank, who's going to be around for years to come to close out for this Valhalla Norseman team. As the teams will line up now and shake hands.
And that's going to wrap it up here for this Division III championship game live from Tony Gwynn Stadium in San Diego. My name is Logan Stover alongside my partner Mike Passanisi. We'd like to thank you for checking this game. Final score, Valhalla Norsemen win it 4-1 over the Dons.
Ladies and gentlemen, we draw your attention down the field to the third base side, to the first base of the wall, to the rise up, to Don with Cathedral Catholic. Here are the runner-up Dons. Number 2, Mike Castellato. Making the presentation, our tournament directors, John Baumgarten and Dick Serrano, and CIF Commissioner Dennis Ackerman. Number 3, Chris Wilson. Number 4, Tommy Cheek. Number 5, Al Piachico. Number 6, Ted Kleist. Number 7, Jack Stevenson. Number 8, Taylor Case. Number 9, Craig DeWitt. Number 10, Mike Sandoval. Number 11, Jim Schultz. Number 12, Brandon Walgall. Number 13, Gabe Donatelli. Number 14, Lane Dogger. Number 15, Andrew Buer. Number 17, Greg Semenza. Number 18, Tyler Bingham. Number 21, Matt Milkman. The assistant coaches are Rob Reeder and Lou Santani. And accepting the runner-up award, here's the head coach of the Dons, Gary Remiker. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuing victory with honor is an operating principle of the CIF in the San Diego section. This afternoon, the coaches, tournament directors, the officials, and the commissioners honor a player who competed with dignity and respect for his opponent, his team, and his community. Receiving the award for Cathedral is number 15, Andrew Buer. Division III runners-up, the Dons of Cathedral Catholic. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to salute the champions, the Norsemen of Valhalla. Making the presentation, along with Dennis Ackerman, our principal Larry Martinson, athletic director Robert Wilson. And here are the Norsemen. Number 16, Austin Suhey. Number 17, Chris Brown. Number 10, John Ruiz Aguirre. Number 13, Tyler Keaton. Number 14, Justin Parsons. Number 18, Matt Gonzalez. Number 25, Anthony Gonzalez. Number 2, Tomas Karaginas. Number 3, Bobby Wilkins. Number 5, Greg Garcia. Number 6,
Excuse me.
David Smith. Number 7, Trevor Frank. Number 9, David Frank. Number 10, Jeff Zapata. Number 11, Jim Schultz. Number 12, Brandon Walbaugh. My mistake, number 12, Ryan O'Sullivan. Number 15, David Azevedo. Number 16, Jason Kunzler. Number 19, Eric Julian. Number 20, Garrett Giles. Number 8, Mark Coates. Number 1, Jonathan Alfano.